The Life of William Shakespeare. He was born on April 23, 1564, in his family home in Stratford-upon-Avon, England. William spent his childhood being raised in Stratford, England. He had a huge family which consisted of 7 siblings, 4 sisters and 3 brothers. However, most of his sisters died due to Black Plague and only one survived. Around this time, hygiene wasn't very important and they took baths once a year. Children were the last to take a bath and by then the water would be black. William, along with his brothers, attended grammar school at the age of 7. School at this time lasted literally all the day and they had no gym class or sports. However, William was pulled out of school at the age of 14 for unknown reasons. As young Shakespeare grew, he discovered he had an amazing talent for writing. The first of his plays made him featured element on the stage early as 1592. When he received praise as a foremost playwright, he decided his career path, and with this decision forever changed his further life. It was during his middle years that he wrote his greatest compositions, including Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Hamlet. During this time, in the year 1582, Shakespeare was married to Anne Hathaway. The years 1599 to 1601 were important part of Shakespeare's life. It was during this time that he wrote one of his most famous compositions, the play Hamlet. It would be one of the most popular plays ever known to men. One of Shakespeare's most famous poems was a fairy song.
Over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her obs upon the green. The cowlips tall, the pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowlip's ear.
Shakespeare died on 23rd of April 1616. William Shakespeare is universally regarded as the greatest dramatist and the finest poet of English language. All in all, Shakespeare is not only the greatest, but also the most powerful and influential of English writers and poets. He is the master of early modern English with his profound understanding of human nature and his ability to create such vivid and interesting characters. Shakespeare definitely has a direct significant influence in the shaping of English literature and the development of English language.
One is tempted to say that Shakespeare was the greatest writer who ever lived or ever could live, because it's almost unimaginable that the wits of the genius could ever be matched again. He's an extraordinary constructor of plots, extraordinary psychologist, a great myth maker, but the language above all, I suppose, is what establishes him as just the leading writer of the world, to me.
When we see a young man incapable of making a decision, an important decision, we think Hamlet. When we see an old man who is turned upon by his children and feels that his life has been worthless, we think of Lear. When we think of lovers, we think of Romeo and Juliet, and so on and so on and so on. You cannot name another writer who has created the models for the way we think as Shakespeare.